Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi wa FiyahKitteh, and welcome to, well, something a little different for once. As you could already see from the title, this is going to be a little diary series about the new Animal Crossing, New Leaf, on 3DS, which is, well, it basically came out about a little bit more than a month ago. I personally just got it recently, which means 4 days ago actually. I didn't have a DS or a 3DS or anything, but I was, well, I can borrow one. I got to borrow one for a while from Slimmy/Slim Kirby, as most people know him, and I got the game. I am super excited, but before I tell you anything about the game, I would like to make a few, not rules, but a little guidelines, I guess. So, first of all, please, if you leave comments on this series, do not put any story-related spoilers. So basically nothing like, oh my god, Isabelle is Puddle's mom, or something, you know. I totally made that up, of course, but basically please don't leave any comments that say what's going to happen. Basically nothing that you can experience by yourself, you know, by playing. Second, please feel free to leave tips about things. For example, how to make more bells, just to make an example. But please try to keep the comments somewhat organized. I know this is YouTube, so it's gonna be kind of hard to keep it organized because there's no system, like a filing system, like in a forum. But just try to make one comment per topic. So, for example, if you want to give tips on how to, you know, make more bells, you can make a little title saying making more bells, then you make a new line and then you type in how. And if you have multiple ways to, for example, make more bells, then write them all in there. And if you then want to talk about how to get specific fish or God knows what, then try to start a new comment. It's just a little easier, at least a little easier, to scroll through or to look through, and people can just read those little quote-unquote titles that you wrote, and they don't have to spoil themselves if they don't want to. Okay? Now third, and this is an important one, I would like, or I already started actually, to give out my 3DS friend code, but I would really ask you to please not spread my friend code just randomly. If somebody wants my friend code, they should come ask me personally, so I can kind of know where it's going. I don't personally know how much time I'm gonna be having to hang out, and Slim already said, like, yeah, so when you're gonna be more famous, what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't just, you know, you're not gonna have a lot of time anymore. And I'm like, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, pretty much, because for now, I'm not that popular, so I can still hang out with people and exchange friend codes and visit towns sometimes. But please just don't give my friend code to anybody. If somebody wants it, tell them to come to me directly. And please don't be pushy about me visiting your town or you visiting my town, because I don't know how often I'm gonna have the chance. I would definitely like to have occasional meetups where we can, you know, exchange fruits or exchange furnitures, clothes, whatever the hell. And I also made a little thread on my forum, on my website, strawberry-milkshake.com, where you can put a wish list, basically stuff you would like to have. So maybe somebody else can help you out. Okay? Alright, so much for that. Now, moving on to the game. I want to technically make a diary for about a week, usually. So that means the video comes out on Sundays, I guess, for now. And I'm going to be talking about a whole week, like what happened. And I'm going to be showing screenshots, because it's just a little, you know, safer as opposed to showing complete footage. And it's also kind of cooler because I can just keep talking about stuff while you can look at the nice shots that I took sometimes. Anyway, First of all, I really want to say that New Leaf is really cool. I did personally not play the DS version, well, or not for long anyway, because I felt like this whole around world thing, it just kind of messed with my head a little bit. I used to play the GameCube version, obviously, so that was cool. I did not play the V version, but what I was hated, kinda, was that the characters were really mean, or at least so I felt like. You couldn't really get or become friends with them in the sense of they would always be kinda mean to you. And I'm really glad that they fixed it in this version, and they fixed pretty much everything else I ever disliked. And, well, I would go as far as to say that New Leaf is the best Animal Crossing there ever was. Which, knock on wood, you know, and it's a lot of, it's a big thing to say basically, but that's how I feel. So, I should probably show you a little bit of what's going on, or what was going on in my town, so let's go to that.